MITHRILHAWKS are a secret organization of adventurers and agents whose principal aim is to prevent an alien invasion by the race of beings known as the Cthulhs, a humanoid cephalopod race of psionic squid-like conquerors who enslave worlds. The MITHRILHAWKS were formed by Xavier Waverider to prevent this ongoing threat and help keep the civilizations of Earthall in balance through the 5 ages. Our intrepid adventurers are Sundew Thunderglade, a third-aged Fey-Elf druid sent forward in time to the 4th age of Earthall to determine the best place for his tribe to store the Two-Eye Stone, a relic of unimaginable power, used to destroy one of the moons in the apocalyptic battle between dragons and giants at the end of the 2nd Age. He is horned, green-skinned with bioluminescent markings, and can transform into a giant teleporting tiger-like being of immense strength and agility. Played by Kurt. Lachlan Windshear, a half-elf rogue artificer wizard mercenary from the 4th Age of Earthall, who was orphaned and taken in and trained by the MITHRILHAWKS. He relishes in unique magic items, creating them and running a small mercenary band that supports the MITHRILHAWKS intelligence network. He serves as the guide to this unlikely and very secretive trio, played by Redfoot. And John Loyal Chambers, a Special Forces operative from the very human 5th Age of Earthall, who operates in a special access program called the Jumpgate Project, run by General Hawk. He was sent back in time to the 4th Age to determine the whereabouts of the Two-Eye Stone and report back so the Jumpgate Project could locate it and use it to defeat the invading cephalopods of the Cthulhu race. He has a religious experience during this time travel jump and becomes a paladin for Columbia Mithrael, the female elven deity of justice and healing, played by Tennant. Each of our adventurers are guided by their age's version of Xavier Waverider, and each have their own mission. Will they work together to accomplish their specific missions, or will they face something even more daunting and challenging, discovering untold secrets that they had never suspected and challenging them to their very cores? Find out in the MITHRILHAWKS Search for the Two-Eye Stone. In this episode, our intrepid adventurers have teleported to the location where they might find the Queen of Guanzhou. They deal with some extraordinary circumstances and an ancient, mysterious temple. True believers, welcome to MITHRILHAWKS Search for the Two-Eye Stone. Our intrepid adventurers have just left the kingdom of Guanzhou, where they have kept 3 ogre mage oni, oversized magic-using demon oni, from absconding with the Two-Eye Stone, or trying to kill them, in fact. And with the help of the king, his prince, and some of the vizier and some of the other people there, they managed to kill the Oni, discover their hideout's location, and a transportation scroll that has taken them, Shintoji and his small battalion, to the desert just east of the mountains separating the 2 deserts between the kingdom of the Asian countries and the Middle Eastern countries, located here on the map. And so, if you'll recall, we ended up transporting to the desert, and there was a bunch of rocks there, and you guys had come up with a strategy prior with Shintoji to basically, like, everybody run for cover wherever you're located, wherever you teleport to. And you guys came to a rock outcropping with a little path in between it, and as you guys ran for the rocks, all of that thunderous movement on the sand awakened a large sandworm, a big sandworm that's about 100 feet long, and it was, if you'll remember, it was coming to you from the north here, the northeast, and these rocks go east to west. That's the west side, and that's the east side, and that if you follow the rocks all the way west, you get to the mountains, and that's where the hideout would be, based upon your information. So here we are. Let me get some music going for you. Hopefully this one works. And you guys all ran up to these rocks here, right? And you saw this big sandworm coming at you. So what I would like to know, if this is the setup that you guys are in, correct? This is where you're located,
about right.
On the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where
so
we
you
were.
see that big sandworm coming at you really fast. You have one action before it gets through that little tunnel right here, that little breakup between the rocks. All right. So you guys each have around.
I'm gonna move up here and try to jump on it as it goes past.
Okay.
Yeah. With my halberd out.
Okay. Are you?
Pulling my move.
When you want to, you say you're readying an action to jump on it. When you jump on it, do you have any plan to do anything specific? Are you gonna like hit it with your halberd and use that as like a hook, sort of, to ride it, or how do you intend on staying on the beast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Lachlan.
I am undecided. You guys keep talking for a minute. I'm looking at something.
Okay, Sundu, what would you like to do in your move before it gets through the area there, that little span of rock?
Actually, yeah, I know what I want to do. I'm sorry, but when it's my turn again.
Yeah, I was thinking, if we're ready for it, I was thinking I might just go right for that spell to summon all those wolves. Here, let me click on it so I cast it. Conjure animals.
Do you have to roll on a like a percentile table to determine what those animals are? Do you get to choose, or is that up to me since it's in the environment and I would pull something that would be naturally in the area?
It says choose one of the following options for what appears.
Uh-huh.
And it's to. I wish it could just put it into the.
Well, so in the desert there are.
I know. I'm not on the cheat.
There are hyenas.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so you can pull 2 challenge rating total. Is that correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so you get 2 giant hyenas.
Awesome.
Thanks.
I like that.
And Lachlan, what would you want to do while he's pulling up what he needs to, and I'm looking for hyena tokens?
Yeah, where are you like bringing up the wolves?
What I would like to bring the hyenas up at I would like to bring them up, if I could, to bring them up on either side on the tops of these crags here. And to visually in the game just have it look like, all of a sudden, each of these hyenas kind of like sneaks out of like a cave in the crag and gets ready to like jump on this thing after the maw goes past, They're not going to jump into its mouth, obviously. Right. They're going to like wait for it to go past and then jump on the tail.
Yeah. I saw what you're doing there, Redfoot. You can prepare yourself at that spot. So the hyenas, let's say that, does it say in the spell how long it takes them to appear?
It should be in the chat thing, I think. It says conjure animals, concentration.
Oh, there it is.
So they just appear, yeah. It's also considered to be fey, and it disappears when it drops to 0 hit points. So it's not like a summoning where you're like calling them across the land.
Great.
You're just conjuring them out of thin air.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. That's great. So, so they're not just hyenas; they are third age hyenas. And what they look like is that some of their fur, like along the tufts of their neck, is actually feathers. And there's like that, they have horns as well. And they have bioluminescent markings, and they're sort of green and orange hyenas. They kind of look like your markings in a bit, Sundu. And then their tail is instead of having little or no tail, they actually have long feathered and furred tails with purple and blue on it as well. And they also have that lightning kind of vibe. And I'm waiting for the tokens to show up, but they will be here.
and here. Okay. All right.
Awesome.
So Lachlan, what did you want to do?
All right, I am gonna ray of frost this fucker right in his mouth.
Nice. So you're waiting for it to kind of peak above this, because you know it goes like this through the sand, right? So it
Right. So when it comes up, I'm gonna hit it.
Okay, so in this position that it's currently in, I'll say it comes up right here and then disappears under this area and then reappears here. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so you
All
can
right.
you can get it. So why don't we all roll initiative, please?
Okay.
So the worm goes first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
Yeah,
is
I
it?
got an 8. Jeez.
So, okay, Sundu got a 8. Then Loyal got a 6. Jeez. And what did you get, Red? An 8?
An 8.
My goodness.
Damn.
Bro.
Right, getting the bad rules out now. That's good.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I applaud you. All right, 33 and 22. Gee, what? Oh, that's 100. So 19 and 8. So the order goes like this. Shintoji, then the General Fulon. Then we've got the Monk, Sundu, Lachlan, Loyal, and Snowworm, or Sandworm. All right.
All of us are just like, you guys go ahead.
Yeah. You guys. So Shintoji, he yells at the archers to fire when it comes here, and he tells the guards to attack it. So he orders the guards to get in front of it, which is not exactly the greatest move, but he is the leader. The general, he also, because the commander Ji said that, he has to get in front of his men, or at least he's standing here on the rock. All right, and because he doesn't have a bow and arrow or anything, he's just telling the archers to begin firing over. So they all do that, and out of the 6 of them,
Oh, wait, is that the guard or the archers that are in front?
the guards, the archers are firing.
Okay. Okay.
So 2 archers hit, and I don't know if I did the hit points of this guy up here. So let's give you kind of an idea of where he's at. And so the archers, we have 2 of the archers actually successful, and so they each do a certain amount of damage, and we'll just say it goes to this. Okay? All right, next up is the general. He gets there and he pulls out his pike and gets prepared for a strike. He's holding it. All right, next in line is the monk. The monk, he's starting to build up ki. He doesn't actually attack right now. And then next is Sundu and Lachlan. So Lachlan, you were saying you were going to jump up on him?
No, I'm just ray of frosting him.
Okay, so yeah, you do that. You get up to here and Ray of Frost him. Do you have to roll for that? And would you if you do?
I think it's an automatic hit. It didn't say anything about rolling for hit.
I don't think that's true. I think you have to
it's
use your.
2d8 damage.
Yeah, I think
No?
you.
Oh, okay.
You have to actually roll to hit him, but it's your attack roll, your spell attack roll.
Oh. Oh, +7. I see. Okay. All right.
And
So-
it's you have to get an 18.
21.
Well, there you go. That's great. Good job.
And
Right.
damage.
Yes, please.
And then his turn is slowed by 10 for the next round.
Oh, good. And how much damage do you do?
Yeah. I do only 9 points of damage.
Still good. Do you guys hear the music? Okay, good. So next in line is Sundu. Okay, so let me see if these tokens appeared yet. Nope. All right, so your two wolves run, or your two hyenas jump to attack it. Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. Do you want me to roll for him?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. So
Give him plus
plus
3.
5 on each of these rolls.
Okay, good. So 9 plus 5, and then 14 plus 5. So the 14 plus 5 hits, and what happens is both hyenas jump on the beast, and when they attack with their bite, let me see what they do.
It's 2d6 plus 3 damage.
2d6
I've
plus
got the
3.
info pulled up.
So if you would do that plus 2d6. So I guess 4d6 plus
With an
3.
extra 2d6?
Yeah, make it 4d6 plus 3.
Okay,
If you don't roll it, I will.
okay. Got it. So it's 21 damage then.
So what happens is it jumps on and gets a bite, right? They both bite in. One doesn't pierce its skin, but just manages to claw on with its claws and its bite. The other one actually does and discharges its lightning electricity onto it and does that. What did you say? 26 points of damage?
Nice.
Nice.
21.
21. Perfect.
Damn.
Cool.
All right. And then next we have, after Lachlan and Loyal, or now is Loyal's turn. Loyal, do you want to jump on it with your halberd next to the two hyenas?
Yeah.
All right, give me a good roll here, buddy.
Is it just an attack roll?
Correct. Well, I would need you to do an attack roll and an acrobatics or athletics, I think, is your strength.
Okay.
So the halberd doesn't hit.
No.
Okay, give me one more dexterity check. All right, so what happens is you jump onto the worm, right? And then your halberd bounces off of its back scales or its tough hide. And when that happens, you also didn't land very well acrobatically wise on a difficult roll. And so you fell, but you managed to grab onto one of the hyenas. But in so doing, you take 4 points of damage of electrical damage. But you're holding on to one of the hyenas for dear life. Okay? So this thing.
And then, wait, am I still in a position where I can action surge and try to bury my halberd in him again?
Yes, I will say you are, for sure. I love it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I'll do that. So I'm going to action surge.
What's that? Axiom Surge.
I pretty much get to attack twice in a turn.
Oh, cool.
Once between every
so
short
halberd
rest, though, right?
again.
It's between a short rest.
Yes, between short rests, yeah. That's better. And then I'm also going to smite him on this one as well.
So you add smite. Would you tell me what that is? How much damage that is, I mean?
So it's 15 off the halberd, and then I guess it's for a first level slot, so 2d8, and he's not undead, so that's 2d8. So 8 plus 15, 23.
Yeah. So what happens is you're hanging on, getting electrocuted by the hyena. You're hanging on with one arm, right? Like, and then you're just like, this.
Yeah.
And you take your halberd one-handed, you extend it to its full length and get the maximum amount of leverage into it, and you toss it, and you do succeed in getting into its hide, and you do 26. Did you say?
23.
So you do 23 points of damage, and now you're 23. So 137. All right. So now what you've done is you've got your halberd in there, but it's not on the top of it. It's alongside. So remember in The Mandalorian where he's hanging on the side of that big Jawa
land thing.
Yeah, the Jawa thing. So I'd like you to do a dexterity check for me to see if you can hold on to the halberd. All right.
That's a big fat 9.
Yeah. So what happens is your halberd sticks in its side, but you get scraped up against the wall right over here. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And so you fall and you're on the ground, like right next to the general. But that was pretty freaking awesome, in my opinion. All right. So now.
And did I bring the halberd with me, or is it stuck in the worm?
It's stuck in the worm.
Okay.
All right. So the sandworm eats 2 of these guys, just swallows them up whole, and goes under. Okay. When he goes under, one of the hyenas goes under with him, but the halberd falls out, and another hyena stays up. So one hyena gets off of its back, and the halberd's on the ground right here, Loyal. Okay?
Okay.
So this thing gets over here and then goes straight up into the air, like, it's coming up like out of the sand, and then about to do one of these things, like go bite down on the rest of those guys. Okay? So it's about 30 feet up in the air.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? And it could, you can't tell yet whether it's going to go like this or like this. So it could crush all the guys, or it could just like slam them. You know what I mean? Like when a whale breaches and it just hits the ground. So the next person in line is Ji, and he orders the archers to fire again, and he orders the guards to battle it. So 2 of the guards go up and attack, and then all 3 of these guys go to attack it. This one stays over here. He runs to the side. And then they go to do some attack rolls. Let me see if they do. All right. Oh yeah, 2 of them hit. Are you guys not seeing the dice roll across the...
No.
That's a shame. I'll check that in a minute. So they do some damage. 2 of them I said attacked. And they do a total of 5 points of damage. Thank you, guards. All right, after those guards is Fulon, and he orders, he actually, what did I say, 5 points of damage? Okay. So Fulon, the general, he takes out his spear and jumps over here and chucks it as hard as he can at the big old...
Did the archers go?
No, I didn't actually do their attack roll, but I will do that. He hits, and he does 5 points of damage. The archers all fire. There are 5 of them left. No, 6 of them. We'll just do 5 because I got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, and they do 24 points of damage altogether. Next in line is Sundu and Lachlan.
Sweet. I am going to... Oh, and so for clarification, I think technically that spell, the animals are supposed to roll their own initiative, but there's already so many people with their own initiative right now.
Yes, please.
That I think it makes sense to keep the hyena on the same,
yes,
as
please.
mine.
That would be great.
But also, like, its action isn't the same as my action, so it can attack and I can still attack. So for my attack, I'm casting Spike Growth. So it's in a 20-foot radius, centered on a point. within 150 feet.
That's definitely within 150 feet.
And so let's see how big can I draw that shape.
What do you need?
I need a 20-foot radius circle. That's not quite it at all, is it? Shit. Anyway, I want to put it in front. So what it does, it creates the spikes in the ground. It will, when a creature moves through the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet that it travels. So a 20-foot radius means that, like, it's 20 foot out from the center point. So it's actually like, if you were to travel the full length of the circle, it's 40 feet. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so does this square kind of represent it pretty decently?
Well, that square is more like a 5-foot radius, right? I think. Well, let me look at these squares. It's a little confusing where the squares are.
Yeah, there's squares in the map, again, by 2 Minute Tabletop. And this one
Beautiful
looks...
map.
Beautiful. Yeah, this looks like the grid. See how small your icon is? That's a 5x5, right?
Right. Okay. So yeah, we should be looking at like a 40 by 40 circle.
Yeah, I imagine that's
so like
looking
40 from top to bottom.
Yeah, I imagine
that's about right.
Yeah, I imagine that's about right. And remember, it's you're putting it right in front of it, right? Like, so if it lands on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to put it on it, and that way it'll drag, as it moves forward, it'll probably drag the rest of its body through it.
Mm-hmm. Also keep in mind that this thing is frozen a little bit to its movement is 10, so it's not able to go a whole heck of a lot farther already. You guys are limiting its movement pretty well, which is good.
Oh, fuck. You know, my bad. I messed that up. That's a concentration spell. I shouldn't be able to cast that and keep the hyena, so I'm sorry, that was the wrong call. Let's just do the hyena's attack. Let's just say that Sundu uses his turn to look in his visor, and he's just doing like a perception check on the worm. And that's all he's up to this round.
So the worm's not really quite bloodied. It's not bloodied quite yet. It's getting there. It's damaged pretty well. Its face and maw is still kind of frozen. Like its jaw is still kind of frozen open a little bit, and so the first hyena that went under the ground did not pop out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the second hyena who did jump off properly runs to go bite it where it's coming out of the ground, right? Like kind of bite it right here, but it doesn't get through. But it does do like 2 points of electrical damage just for actually touching it. Okay.
Okay, cool.
If you want to dismiss it and do the spiked growth, I will allow that.
Okay, well, yeah, let's go for it. Honestly, I think it's a good move to like have this thing drag itself through a spike field.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be good. So we'll go with that now.
Okay, so then it's again coming out of the ground right there. So you put the spike growth all around it, and then next in line is Lachlan.
Gotcha. Is there anything on the rock face over here that... Oh, wait, sorry. On the rock face over here that I could grab at the end of my grappling hook to?
Yes, it's about 20 feet off the ground. So, like, between here where you are and here, that's about, 20 feet.
So I could, like... there's something for me to get the handle stuck in good into this rock face.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm firing my grapple at the creature's maw and hooking the other end of the rock face to try to, like, leash him in place.
Ooh.
If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Do not break your thing. All right.
Well, it is mithril, isn't it?
It is, but this is a worm the size of a building,
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I get what you're trying to do, so let's see what happens. I won't let you go without a weapon.
What was that?
I won't let you go without a weapon. So,
All right.
so the monk, he runs this entire distance and runs up the face of the worm. Okay, so like up the, like almost like he's running up 2 stories, you know, like some parkour stuff, right? You okay?
Mhm.
So he runs up
Yeah.
the thing of the worm and does this like double dragon kick right here, like at its face, right? And kicks off and flies like anime style all the way back. He jumps up, pop,
Nice.
and then kicks back and lands on this rock. Some superhero anime stuff. And doing that, you can see that there was like a ripple in the worm's body, like when he does that, right? Okay, next up is Loyal.
All right, I'm gonna move over here and pick up my halberd again.
Yep, you can take an attack as
I
well as
guess.
you'd like. But you notice
Okay.
that the worm does not look like it's going like this to bite down. It still can't move its jaw very well. So what it's going to do is it's beginning to topple like the Leaning Tower of Pizza. And it's leaning, and its head will land right here on the general if he's not careful, and you're in the way. So is this guard?
So I guess I'm.
Yeah.
So can I guess as my action, since I've already used my movement, can I set it up to dodge instead
Yes,
for
you
like
can.
when it attacks?
Yeah. Where did you run from?
Okay, cool.
Where were you before?
From
you were
here.
over here, right? Okay, good. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you'll be able to just step aside to here. If you want to hold your attack, you know it'll land, you know, in such a way that you'll be right alongside it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I
Okay.
want to do that.
Okay, so that was Loyal. Then next in line is the Sandworm. And it does, like I said, it lands... Move these guys out of the way. If you could move that, Sundu, if you could move that real quick, thanks. This guy dies. Loyal, you step over here. The general steps next to you, and you guys are look at each other like, yo, what's up, brother? Let me see if this guy actually... I'm going to give this guy a chance to get out of there. He does. He manages to dodge alongside. And the worm just lands, boom, with a big thud. Like that. Hey, Sundu, does that entangle that you just did, it wasn't entangle, it was a spiked growth. Does it do damage?
Light growth, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it could be a 40-foot, like I said, so a 50-foot or a 20-foot radius means you pick a center of the circle, and then it'll be 20 foot in this direction, 20 foot in that direction, you know. So it's a big space, and the way the rules read is that when it moves within the space, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for each 5 feet that it moves.
Okay, we're gonna say
so.
We're gonna 2d4.
Yeah.
Per 5 feet.
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna double this, so it takes 24 points of damage right there. And the way I did that was it moved 2d4 for every 5 feet, and it moved a total of 20 feet worth. Okay, so that's
nice.
So that's 24 points of damage. It is definitely bloodied and not feeling very good right now. All right, next in line is Lachlan. So you're so when it does that, when it falls flat on its face like that, Lachlan, were you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
It actually shortens the distance that you had it attached to the rope, attached to the rock. Do you have a spell?
Okay.
But it's still attached. So do you have a spell or anything that you can cast through the grappling hook, like lightning or anything like that would affect it?
If you think Chill Touch would be able to travel through that thing.
I would think so.
Yeah?
Yep. Because the nature of the instrument is
All right.
such that you can channel magic through it.
Okay.
So like when you get
All right,
electrical
then I
spells,
will cast Kill Touch.
you could do it like an electricity through it as well, especially
Yeah.
since it's metal. But like mithril, you know,
So
is
should
like the most highly conductive metal, but it's also conductive to magic because magic is based on
Okay, cool.
electromagnetics. Right? So go ahead and do your chill
All right.
touch.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like it's 2d8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do some kind of attack roll? Or because
Yeah,
it's
you
already hooked, is it just automatic damage?
What is your spell attack? You have a plus what?
The spell attack with that one is 1d20 plus 7.
Why don't you roll 1d20 plus 7 for me?
$26.
Very good. You definitely hit it. Go ahead and roll damage, please.
Nine points of damage. And I think this spell might slow him again. Let me see. On a hit, the target takes necrotic damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Yeah, no, nothing about slowing it down this time.
That's all right. You are connected. You kind of like grab your grappling hook, and you can like Iceman in the X-Men. You know, you send this like icy chill all the way down it, and it goes to it, and it conducts it, and it goes right into its face, but it's still frozen, right? So next in line is Loyal. Loyal, you get the idea from your deity in the sense that you see. Oh, by the way, as you see this happening, remember how in the last episode you saw the nanotech versions of the Two-Eye Stone in your bloodstream and in Lachlan and in Sundu as well, right? You see a web essentially of ice and electricity centered around the face of this worm that's laying in front of you. You're right by its head, right? And you get the inspiration and idea that if you were to hit it really hard with your halberd, because of the cold damage that it's done and the fact that its jaw is still frozen open, if you were to hit it in some of its teeth or something, you'd be able to like break them because it's so cold.
Right. Yeah, then I'm definitely gonna make a swing for that, kind of like a baseball.
Cool.
Straight at the face.
Do you have any
baseball bat?
Do you have any paladin abilities that increase your odds of hitting a thing? I would add them.
I do not.
Okay.
Not yet. Anyways.
Well, I'll give you the fact that it's prone, so you get advantage. So that means you get to roll another one. Was that a 16?
Mm-hmm.
Total? Well.
Mm-hmm. Small rolls.
What do you think, guys? Should I let him hit it because it's just sitting there?
Should be pretty easy to hit him, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I'm gonna
It's
go.
a pretty giant worm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say that because your deity decided to give you this information, that you're actually gonna succeed on it. And go ahead and do. Oh, it's 13 damage. And when you do that,
it's 13.
You don't chip away at its mouth, but you break one of its teeth. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Next in line is the worm, and the worm is going to. What did I say? 13. I am totally not doing the math right, but so because it's the general now also gets to hit, and he, for some reason, feels the same way you do and wants to attack that frozen mouth, and he does, and he gets his spear polearm. He hits it right in the side of the mouth here, and goes and blows out a chunk.
Nice.
And he does 13 points of damage. We'll just say 12 instead. So what it's going to do now is it didn't dive back in, and it couldn't because its face was frozen. So it couldn't. So it's like technically like above ground, and laying there, and it's just going to start wriggling really bad. These guys are actually a lot closer. And you and the general are in direct line of its head, right? So neither of your armors are low enough for it to actually have hit you. So what I'm going to say is, like, you automatically pass your dexterity checks, but you get hit by it. You just don't get hurt by it. Does that make sense? It's like a car comes and smacks you, but it's a lot of weight, but it doesn't actually do any damage. But it knocks you back a little bit. Next in line is Ji, and being the noble leader that he is, he runs down now that it's, you know, pretty well damaged, and goes and attacks its face. And he hits. And he has his sword out, and that's what he used to do that. But he does not do nearly as much damage as you guys did when you broke his face. Alright, next in line is Sundu.
On the worm's turn, did you say that it moved again?
Yeah, it did.
Because on the one turn it kind of like flopped.
Oh, yeah.
And then did it move again?
It was wriggling, yes. It was wriggling to, like, get anything that was near it away. So would it mean it takes some extra damage from your entanglement spikes?
Yeah, I would say so. However,
it's squirming on spikes. Yeah.
Give me the damage roll for that then.
Let's do like 2d4 for each 5 feet. So do you want to say 4d4?
Yeah.
Just do that. So that's 10. A little bit extra.
Yeah, so it notices that it's hurting itself by trying to hurt others. It's learning its karmic lessons right away. All right, next in line is the monk, and the monk runs over and again does this, like, kind of, he just actually kind of punches it really hard. He channels his chi, and let me see if he actually hits. He does not hit. He punches, but it does not actually penetrate the thick hide of this giant worm. Next in line is Sundu. You get your attack, and Lachlan.
Sundu?
All right. Well, you sure you don't want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first if you want me to. But
do it, man.
Got a plan? All right. I am drawing my wakizashi and towing my line in so it tugs me over to the worm. I'm going to get on top of it and stab it in the head.
Oh, so you're going to do like a tightrope run across it?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that too. I was thinking of just like having it pull me in.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. That way it doesn't break in case it,
right,
pulls across.
Right.
So yeah, you do that. And I'm going to say do an acrobatics check and then an attack roll. Oh, and all of the archers also shot. I forgot to have them go, but they did. And the guards did as well.
Dang. Here's hoping this is good. My acrobatics gets a plus 10. 22.
Yeah, you make it. Now give your attack roll.
All right. Attack roll. $14.
Give me another one. Because you get advantage because it's prone.
15.
So you go with your your wakizashi, right? And you go and hit it, but the mouth is so frozen, like it doesn't actually penetrate and hurt. Next,
okay.
Sundu.
I'm on top of it now?
Yeah, you're on its head. Sundu, it's your turn.
Sundu's going to give the old thorn whip. Cast it.
So you Akashi right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. So
that's a hit.
10 piercing damage.
He, lifts up his hand and shoots out this thorny vine that lashes out at the worm.
That's cool, and you hit it right in the face, and you wrap it around a couple teeth and yank those thorny whips right those teeth right off. All right, next in line is
We thought
Loyal.
we were adventurers, but we're dentists now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Loyal, it's your shot.
All right, sweet. So I'm just gonna swing at it with my Howard again. Keep it up.
And you hit,
18.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
9 points of damage. Yeah, I'm gonna smite as well for an extra 2d8.
you don't need to do that unless you can do smite whenever. I don't know how many times you can do that in a thing because you've killed it. So okay, let's just say for shits and giggles, you've smited it.
Okay.
Your halberd is glowing, and you can't. You're like trying to show up the general. You're like, oh yeah, good hit, dude. Watch this, and like. and when you do, you smash the rest, like that little chunk that he took out of the mouth. You break the whole top of his head off, like not the full head, but like half of the mouth, the maw.
Yeah.
and it breaks
Nice.
and it breaks and falls right at the toes of Shintoji, and he looks at you, and he looks at the general, and he's like, how could you let him upstand you? You know, you can see it in the eyes, like, you know. You're supposed to be better, my general. So, with that,
Don't.
boom. The worm is gone. It's still laying there, and you guys are all standing around like,
I'm gonna try to collect one of its teeth.
cool, you get one. And it's about this big.
This blue-eyed guy I knew told me that the teeth can make really good knives.
Yep. In fact, you can collect a couple if you'd like, but you...
No, but not that. Yeah, I'll just collect a couple.
Mhm. This blue,
Nobody got that?
what was it from? Tremors?
Oh, wow.
Dude,
Oh, right.
the friend, they used the knives made from the worm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally expected Lachlan to like put his knives into it and ride it like that. But we got that
I
from
had considered that idea, but then I was like, to what end is that going to really help me?
yeah. No, Loyal did good. He managed to do that, pull that move off with a little bit of challenge.
Yeah,
But
you pulled it off instead.
Yeah.
all right, so you guys are standing around. The two guards are like, or you know, at least we're not wearing the red shirts. Oh, there's actually 3 guards left.
Yeah.
And then, oops. All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna confer with Loyal and say, hey, you know, you're kind of our tactical specialist here. You know, do you think it's a good idea we travel right now during the daytime, or should we wait until nightfall to keep moving?
I guess I wanted. How would I take it like a lay of the land?
You see that
What
you're
do I need
about.
to roll for that?
Give me a perception roll. Just basic perception. I'll tell you what the landscape looks like.
13.
All right. So you are just east, about a 20-minute walk along these rocks. You see, if you followed these rocks, that it matches the map that you guys had. With the X on it that Sundu had. I believe it was Sundu had it, or Lachlan had found it last episode. And
Did we get a map? Great.
yeah, and
Yeah, I've got a map.
yeah, and that to the south of you is a large lake, and you know that there's a city down there. Not a city, but like a little town, outpost, basically a fishing village. And that to the west, directly, if you follow these rocks continuously, they take you to the foot of the mountains where that X was. So you guys, it's I think what we said, it was that what time of the day did you guys leave last episode? I think it was right in the middle of the day or towards the afternoon. What was it?
I thought it was actually morning.
Yeah, I thought it was morning. That's right.
Yeah. And I would say we probably need to move away from here. I mean, the commotion that this worm caused is probably going to bring more this way. It's the best we move on.
So you guys.
All right, so I give the direction for us to move, and
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you
And we
guys,
moved.
you guys boogie to the west, and you stay as much as you can alongside the rocks. I would imagine.
West.
is it possible to relearn my spells during this time?
Wait, where's Sundu? Where are you going, Sundu?
I thought we were going to the west.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, get
Is
back.
left to west?
No, that's too much to the
Get
west.
back.
Just
Okay.
just stay right there for 1 second. Let me transfer you all to the next map.
So
Yeah, I guess are we going to be able to? Can we short rest during this journey at some point?
Yes, Sundu, can you?
Or maybe once we get to the foot of
Sundu's
the
there.
mountains, we can do a short rest.
Yes. So
I also want to talk to Sundu a little bit on the walk about the gemstone.
Yeah, totally. He'll fill you in on how to unlock all its potential.
Yeah, I've got questions. Like, is there a way to? This wouldn't be the word that Lachlan would use, of course, but is there a way to program information into it?
Program into it. That's interesting. I think it's more about like getting to know it, like really attuning to it, and like learning to see the patterns in it. At least that's how I would see it, you know. But like if there's something in particular that you're trying to be able to use it to detect, that's something that I imagine would come with experience. You know, if you're like, oh, I've noticed every time I look at this, it produces these kind of vibrations, then, you know, then you're able to detect that kind of thing. At least that's how I picture it working. Hawk, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, so basically it's like detect magic. It's a increases tracking ability, and it gives you a higher perception or a higher roll on investigation, perception, like mechanics wise, right? Like plus 10, let's say, or plus 7 to a lot of these things. But what it looks like and what it feels like is the Mandalorian's visor with a heads up display inside, and it shows you where like footprints are, heat prints. At night, it's like night vision basically. So you have dark vision if you wear it in the dark. So it's mostly that. What are you specifically thinking of adding to it?
Well, I've got kind of two things in mind for it that I was considering if it's a possibility to somehow do it with. But basically, the main idea is, would you be able to use it as a sort of encyclopedia? Like, you scan this sandworm, and it says, sandworm, known weaknesses, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Would you be able to use it as like an identify spell, on magical items? Or if not just a new identify spell, would you be able to use it like, I used identify to do that scroll.
Yeah.
Or not the scroll, whatever it was. Now that I've identified that item once, can I program that information into the stone so the next time I see that item, my stone can tell me instead of casting the spell?
Kind of like that little device on Pokemon that tells you what all the different Pokemon are.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It can be like that actually, to a certain degree, because a lot of the things that it would recognize. So the way we'll play that is like it'll recognize especially Third Age stuff, right? Because that's where it was from, and that's when it's been alive, but it hasn't been used since then. So there's a lot of new things that are not in its database, but you can start adding to it. Let's say.
So it does learn with me.
Yeah, you can do that. I like that.
Cool.
Awesome. That's actually a really cool story element that we can bring in later. Okay, so you guys come to, after walking for about 20-30 minutes, you come to this this doorway it's facing out, it's facing the east, and you see these two large Egyptian-looking statues, but one's an elf male, and one's a human male, but they're wearing the same kind of clothing, which is very Egyptian in nature. Okay, and literally it's like built into like Jeddah or oh god, I forget the name of it in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Remember that Petra, right? It's like built straight into the mountain. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so that's where you guys are. Right.
Nice.
The guards are alongside. Shintoji is walking the front. Quencho Monk and Fulon, the general, are flanking you, and you three guys are head of the door. Right there. So tell me what you would like to do.
All right. I want to mess around with my scanner and kind of see what I can see on the outside.
All right. So when you look at the statues, this is actually good. You see that these pharaohs, it actually labels them, and it says this is the Elven pharaoh Luchel. Like it kind of scans it and it says statue Luchel, and it gives you some strange dates. And then on the one on the human one, it says enquête. Okay.
Ellen enquête.
Yeah, Luchel and enquête. And if any of you Sundu, if you want to do a history check, it would actually be after.
I'll do one too.
No. It's
something.
It's actually after your time, so you wouldn't actually know who they are.
So it wouldn't be a history for me.
No,
future check.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. But
Did I roll a history check?
You wouldn't know them. Oh well, maybe. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a history check.
Just 6. I'm guessing not.
Well, I'm gonna add so basically it's you've got a 10, and you know that they were rulers in the early part of the Fourth Age, like at the very early part of the Fourth Age. Like when humans, you kind of remember back to your MITHRILHAWK training, like when humans first appeared as refugees on this planet.
Okay.
All right.
Are there any tracks outside, maybe showing some?
Yes, you do.
Ogre mage.
Yeah, you do see. Well, do a check for me. Do a perception check, or an investigation. Excuse me. +10.
What do I get? What bonus do I get with using this thing?
+10 this time.
Oh, +10. Wow. Okay. $16.
Yes, you definitely see some ogre mage tracks going inside and out, and then standing around out here.
Am I able to tell about how many different sets of tracks there might be?
You see 2 at least.
There's been at least 2 ogre mages?
Yeah.
Alright. So I turn to everybody and I say, I would be absolutely shocked if this was all, but I can only see 2 different sets of prints out here. Sundu, you seeing anything different?
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, so that's a 30 with the +10, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. You see that there are many numbers, and that there have been at least 4 different ones that have come out here at different points and have stood at different spots. And you actually, once you do that, you see that there is like food and some refuse over here. You see that there was a fire over here. This door, by the way, is broken and washed out. Like there's it's not really a door, it's just an alcove. So yeah, you notice that there have been at least 4 out here.
What you see, Lachlan, is only on the surface. Take a deep breath and tune your senses. And he he's schooling you on the thing a little bit, you know.
I tried. I'm like, whoa.
All right. So what do you guys want to do?
I also want to investigate the statues, just see if there's anything standing out about them besides just knowing who they are.
Okay, do a investigation roll. Shintoji is like, must we do this? Is my wife inside or not?
Well, Shinto, I believe it's best that we get as much information as possible. 21 for my investigation before we just rush in there.
Okay. You see some inscriptions on the feet of them and the seats of them, and it says, "Here is entombed the family of Safset."
Safset. Okay. So is my mind immediately going to the idea that we're about to fight some mummies?
I don't know. I don't know what your mind's doing, man.
Well, I wasn't sure if Lachlan would have that kind of knowledge linking.
No. From all the evidence that you've seen, you're going to be fighting some Oni.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. They might have just set up shop in this place, right? Can I tell it all? Does it look like, I mean, this is clearly like a repurposed structure at this point, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm going to offer myself up to scout ahead, and I'll cast Mage Hand so that I can like use signals.
Okay, you use signals. Let me zoom out so that I can get you all over to the next map.
I mean, I'm like 20 feet behind them.
Yeah. I don't want to miss anything.
Okay, so so give me a stealth check, Lachlan.
Alrighty. $27. A natural 20 I rolled.
Okay, great. You're
I disappear before everyone's eyes.
yes, you do.
Yeah.
You basically just turn into a shadow. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna turn into like a little rat or something. Oh, a scorpion would be sick.
That would be cool,
Nice.
actually.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Don't you have wild shape?
I don't know if they allow you. Yeah, but I don't know if they allow anything that has poison damage. But
No, go ahead. Scorpion.
And just to add to my mystique, I say, okay, I'm going to stand ahead. What's that? And make them all look, and then I disappear.
like, around in your god.
That's great.
Damn, where'd he go?
Yeah. So you manage to get up in there, and what you see is these little sarcophagi, right?
Oh, okay. There's the new map. I see the map. Okay.
And you see that there are bodies. This one's totally covered up. There's not one here. There's a statue here of another Egyptian, another Egyptian one, but this time it is an Oni, and it is in its own pharaonic kind of clothing.
Oh. All right. Are there?
What age of Oni? Does it look like one of the current age, or is it more like one of the? Because they used to be bigger and more bestial, right?
It's one of
Or
those.
no, they used to be more civilized. Right?
Yeah, well, they used to be bigger and more Fey-like and more civilized. They were like chaotic, not chaotic.
And more civilized.
They were lawful evil, right? So they're like devils instead of demons, you know? Armor, they have signias and stuff. And this is one of those guys. And it looks newer than any
It's
of
a
the
third
other
age,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but it looks newer than any of the other stuff.
All right. So I imagine that these tombs have already been raided, but I'm still gonna kind of like go by a body and just take a look and see if there's anything of interest.
So push your character to where you want to which one you want to look at. Do you want to look at this straight one here? Oops. So you go check out this one.
Are they all Oni?
No, just that one up here is an Oni, right?
It's a statue of an Oni.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the statue, and these are all just humanoid mummies.
Yeah, and you see that this is all
Yep.
sand in here, right? This is all covered in sand, and it starts to become like you can see the bricks over here, but the sand is covering the entire alcove here, the entire alcove here, and you're walking on sand, and you're looking at the bodies, and what you see is essentially like a sarcophagi, and it's not gold or any precious thing. It's just a concrete or a granite sarcophagi. Do you want to open it?
Okay.
Are you trying to open it?
Does it look like it's been opened? Has it been tampered with by the what are they called?
Oni?
The ogre mages?
Oni?
Oni?
Do an investigation. +5.
Okay. With my...
Yeah, +5.
Right.
I'm assuming you have that on
Okay.
at this point.
Yeah.
So what it looks like is like you look like a space guy in the sense that you've got your cloth on, but like there's this little like glowing purpley shield over it that you can see through.
So when you say it's a +10, is that not including my +4 that I naturally have?
Correct. This is not +10. This is +5.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 25.
All right. You look at the thing and you don't see that it's been opened.
Okay, no markings on the outside showing me like who this might be.
You see some wind blasted and sand blasted engravings, but you can't make out what it said.
All right.
Because it's really just
Are they
worn.
in the room with me now, or am I still like alone?
That depends on them. Loyal.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna crawl into the room.
Okay. Do a stealth check. Oh,
Are you Scorpion?
You're Scorpion.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine. You just move me to wherever you
Totally.
want. You just move your guy wherever you want him to be. Loyal, are you coming in? Or are you waiting for the word? All clear.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the word.
Okay, cool.
All
Rafflin,
right.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna say to my Scorpion buddy as I kind of silently walk up to him.
Why don't
gonna
you
say,
do a perception check for me, Lachlan?
Perception check? Oh, sure. Do I get a bonus to that with the mask on?
Mm-hmm.
What's the bonus?
What's your natural perception? +4?
+5.
Okay, yeah. So make it +10 total.
23.
Yeah, you see the Scorpion, and your little heads-up visor shows you that it's Sundew.
Okay. Yeah, let's sneak up this way. I don't need to even really share my thoughts about what I'm just going to keep kind of moving up this way a little bit.
And I assume they told me on the way back by that the first room was clear, and so I'm going to kind of walk in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Kind
Yeah,
of stay
I'll probably,
20 feet
have
behind
the
them.
army kind of slowly start making their way in.
Okay, Loyal, what do you
I'm
say?
gonna-
The general's looking at you, Loyal. What do you say to him? Is it safe for them to come in?
Yeah, the first room is clear. Just make your way in to the first chamber. And set up a defensive perimeter for the outside.
Can you roll a stealth check for me, Loyal, please?
Mm-hmm. 19.
All right, so you come up here with these guys, right? And the monk, he's quiet and he's looking around and he comes over here. Actually, it would be opposite. The general would be no, I was right. The monk would be here. The general's waiting here for the guards and everything to get in. First come in the guards. And the way that they're working is they're setting up a perimeter around the Shinto. Their job is to be his bodyguard, essentially.
Did they leave anybody guarding outside?
They left
Like
two.
Loyal told them to?
They left two archers
Okay.
because they're not worried about from the outside. They're worried about from the inside.
Yeah, I was just saying in case that Oni had left and came back while we were in here. I didn't want anyone sneaking up on us from behind.
Gotcha. Yep, that's not gonna happen because we've got these two guys sitting outside. Okay.
Cool.
So what happens is when everybody starts coming in, they're just taking a perimeter. Shintoji is looking to the monk and to the general to make sure that it's cool to go forward. So how far are you guys going? You can see where the map leads, right?
I think my mage hand is only like 20 feet or so I'm keeping up with that. Oh, 30 feet.
Okay. Let me ask a question. How
That
long?
20 that I rolled.
I just want to let you guys know it's 10:30. I'm in here with my wife and kids, and I just want to know how long you guys want to go for. Are you guys feeling like calling it soon? Because I've got a cliffhanger that I can put you on.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I was thinking like 11.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We'll wrap
But
up
if
here.
we're at a cliffhanger now, then yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's cool too.
No, it's cool. You're gonna get just a little bit deeper and then find out what happens.
All right.
Cool. Cool.
So, are you all guys going forward?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm investigating the statue. That's what I rolled there before I move on.
What did
Is
you?
there anything?
Oh, the
Is
20.
there anything hidden on it? Or
The Oni statue.
So
Yeah.
there was do a history check for me, Sundu.
Cool. There it is.
There you go. So this Oni, you can see on its engraving, because it's a newer statue, it's not one of these old, it's almost like this statue, when they took over this place, became their headquarters, and they just sort of kept all of the regular old stuff, the sarcophagi and stuff there. And that particular Oni, he looks like a third age Oni, right? And you actually know which clan he is, and you don't necessarily know.
Oh, shit.
You don't know him, but you know of him. You have heard of him, but he was a smaller clan that was really like weaker than a lot of the others, right? So there was like a hierarchy in the Oni structure where they had a very militaristic kind of society. And there was a straight-up hierarchy, and the nature of which this statue is in indicates that that he's a significant individual. Yet, what you know of that tribe is that they were not a significant tribe. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
Cool. So I'm going to try to scurry on and catch up with everybody else.
okay, great.
Get her down the hall.
Yeah. So let me reveal another area. You guys come around the corner. And you see these sarcophagi everywhere in the alcoves. Right?
Oh, and I actually, while I'm at it, where's it at? Divine sense.
Divine sense? What does that mean?
Good call.
So the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
Okay,
So
great.
essentially searching for something evil.
All right, so you guys come around the corner, and you're doing that as you're walking around the corner. Lachlan, you see a really haggard woman chained up to the wall right here. Actually, she's chained up between these two posts here. Okay? Right here in the center,
All right.
on the pedestal.
Get
And then Lloyd,
up to her. Coherent?
she's barely conscious. She's severely dehydrated, and not doing too hot.
I mean, I rush up there as well and try to unchain her.
Okay, so what happens to you while you're doing that? So this statue right here, you guys didn't clue in on, but this one was actually a Fey elf, like you, Sundu.
Oh, cool. Do I know who it is? Do I roll history?
Yeah, roll history.
Although it might be future.
Nat
for me.
20.
Hell yeah, ball.
Yeah, it's Zavifa, the same statue like in Guangzhou, the city of Guangzhou.
Wow, same pose, everything?
Yep, basically like a carbon copy of it.
Weird.
And did you do a perception or investigation? No, nobody investigated it yet.
Yeah, probably not yet.
Yeah,
We saw the queen and that kind of distracted the ball.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
Okay.
Priorities.
Good. So yeah, that's what happens. So
Sure.
and again, these maps are made
Yeah,
by
it's like,
2
I
minute.
got it in my brain.
Yeah, right. Again, these maps are made by 2 Minute Tabletop. We've used music from Battle Bards, and we're using Roll20 at roll20.net. So if anybody's watching this and enjoying these, those are the assets. Oh, and by the way, 2 Minute Tabletop makes these tokens that you see our characters using, and they are fully customizable color-wise and everything. So do take a look at it and go buy some of his gear. It's really great. Okay, so what happens is you guys run in, and Loyal, you're casting that spell as you come around the corner to her, and what happens? You realize that you are in a tunnel full of undead. That all of the sarcophagi are full of writhing skeletons. And you guys, Sundu, you're still insect skull, but all of the, as you see the queen is there, and she's tied up between these two chains, not doing too well. I imagine you're going to heal her real quick. But as you're doing that, you recognize that you guys have surrounded yourselves with skeletons. And all of the sarcophagi lids in unison basically start sliding off. And skeletons clawing.
Shit, my bad, guys.
Clawing their way out. No, it was
I have a feeling that was happening.
It was going to happen regardless of whether you saw him or not. But you find the queen, but then all of these, and you hear yelling from back here, from back where you guys came. And did you say we found the queen?
No, probably not yet before the skeletons, but I do fill out my healing potion and give it to her.
Okay, good. So that's basically what happens. You guys get to her, you heal her really quick, and she says, beware! This is an unholy place. And all of those lids open up. Dun dun dun.
And I say, so I noticed, as I give her the potion.
Yeah.